We'll call the January 27th, 2026 Clifton Heights Zoning Board meeting to order. Would everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone. My name is John McLean. I'm filling in as the solicitor for the zoning hearing board this evening. The regular zoning board solicitor had a conflict. We're here tonight for one application. The first order of business tonight would be in the beginning of the year to organize the board, to elect a chair, vice chair, and a secretary. So members of the board, you are free to nominate. First, we'll start it off for chair.
Should we announce our names and where we live first, or just like we would?
Do that for the record.
So you want to go ahead, Jen?
Jen Trout, 213 North Oak Avenue, Clifton Heights.
Joe Lombardo, 33 West Baltimore Avenue, Clifton Heights.
Catherine Sane, 110 East Washington Avenue, Clifton Heights.
Taryn Smith, 518 Chester Avenue, Clifton Heights.
I'm John Gold, zoning officer for the Borough of Clifton Heights.
Okay. Do we have a nomination for chairperson? Anyone? Would you like to do it?
No, we vote you. I vote you.
Well, you would nominate
I
me.
nominate you,
Say my name.
Joe Lombardo.
Is there a second for Joe Lombardo?
I second.
Okay. Any other nominations for chairperson? No? Okay. Can I just continue, John? Vice chair and secretary?
Yes.
Nomination for vice chair. I'll nominate Jen Trout. Are you okay with that?
Okay.
Okay. Is there a second for Jen Trout as vice chair?
Second.
Second by Catherine. Okay. Anybody else for vice chair nomination? Nomination for secretary. Either one of you guys want to do that? Taryn?
Sure.
Okay. Nomination for Taryn. I'll second that. No other nominations for secretary. So we have our board, Mr. Chairman, or Mr. Solicitor,
Yep,
pardon
we'll
me.
close the nominations, and since there's only been one person, we'll cast a vote for one vote for each of those folks.
So can we do all three together?
Yes.
Okay. So the nomination for chairman is Joe Lombardo. The nomination for vice chair is Jen Trout. And the nomination for secretary is Taryn Smith. We have to do each one, or can we do
Yeah,
everybody?
you can vote them as a whole.
Okay. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All
Aye.
Aye.
All against? The ayes have it. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So now with the organization of the board may proceed to the one matter on the agenda this evening. This is the application. The applicant is East Madison Avenue LLC by Phil Fusaccia for the property known as 212 East Berkeley Avenue. It is folio number 10-00-00313-02. It is one parcel of several connected parcels. I think as you'll hear from the applicant this evening, that does front on Berkeley Avenue. It's also known as 0 Berkeley Avenue in the tax records. This is an application for variance from section 340-82 of the Clifton Heights zoning code to allow a fence of 6 feet in height at the sidewalk line and the concrete apron, in other words, in the front yard, where the code prohibits the fence of more than 4 feet in the front yard. Mr. Chairman, will mark as Board Exhibit 1 the application submitted with the exhibits attached. And then we also have Board Exhibit 2, which is the public notice of the hearing I would turn to Mr. Gould, our zoning officer. Was the property posted?
Yes, sir, it was. I posted the property on January 12th, 2026. And at that time, I also flyered it within 500 feet.
Okay, and you took pictures of the postings?
That is correct.
All right, so we'll mark those as Exhibit B2A. And then Exhibit B3 is the proof of publication of notice in the Daily Times of this hearing. One of those was advertised on January 13th, 2026, and January 20th, 2026. I know the applicant is present. Any questions or issues with the notice or the exhibits identified so far?
Yes, sir.
So with that, we have somebody appearing on behalf of the applicant. Why don't you give us your name and address, and then the court reporter will just swear you in.
So Phil Fusakia, the parent address for this property is 225 East Madison Avenue.
Raise your right hand, please. Do you swear affirm the testimony about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God?
I do.
Thank you.
Yeah. Mr. Gould, we do have it up on the video screens. Here is a picture from Google Earth of the subject property.
Correct. This is the rear of the property that is in a residential zoning district where these trees are, is the parcel in question. Going to Google Earth, you're looking at the property. Ace metal fronts on East Madison Avenue right here next to residing water rights. The parcel behind it here is the one on East Berkeley Avenue, is the subject of tonight's hearing. And I'm happy to go back and forth between Google Earth and the street view as needed, to keep everything abreast of the property there.
Mr. Gould, so it's L-shaped, the property?
It's actually straight, it is a rectangle, but the backyard is the front of Berkeley Avenue. It goes from street to street. So if you look, this is the front of Ace Metal here.
Right,
And then this is the property, this is the back of the building, and this is the.
right. But the undeveloped part of it, I guess it looks like there's trees in an L shape there. You know, the lot almost looks like it's,
It's almost like a triangle, the total lot.
okay.
Right, this area here.
The total lot, right. Okay.
And then
I'm
again,
just
this is
looking at
on
that.
East Berkeley Avenue, this is showing the back of the property, the subject parcel for tonight's hearing.
All right, well, with that, why don't we let the applicant, tell us about the property and what you want to do.
Sure. So I acquired Ace Metal in February of 2025. I'm a business owner in the wire industry. I have another business that's in Philadelphia. This business is a like business. We've had good success with the business in the first year of operations, and we've largely run out of space. And so what we're trying to do is utilize the back area that we have to just free up space inside the building. So the primary immediate use case really is our scrap bin, which is a bin that's provided by our scrap company, metal scrap, and we store that inside the building today. It's about a 15-foot by 6-foot container.
Like a dumpster.
Like a dumpster, yeah. And that's about 6 feet high. And so that would free up ample space inside the building immediately just to be able to store it outside. Currently, we have no way of doing that just given the configuration of the building. And to safely secure it, we want to have not just to secure it, but also to kind of protect the visibility of it and anything we'd put back there. If we put a 4-foot fence, you'd still be able to generally see everything in the back. The thought is that if we put a 6-foot fence, put privacy slats in, it would kind of keep what we're doing in the back there just less visible to everyone else in the neighborhood. Similar height to the fence immediately next to it that you see at Rosati's. That's a 6-foot fence, but it is that doesn't have privacy slats. So you could see right through it. Ours you would not be able to see through it. And so that the thought is to use that back space, just because it's space that we need, and it's space we've kept in good shape for many years. The previous owner kept in good shape for many years. Ace Metal's been at this property for 80 years, and from my understanding, they've generally been a good steward of the neighborhood. We've kept the same track record, I'd like to think, and holding to the principles of the company.
Mr. Solicitor, at this point, are you finished your presentation, sir?
Unless there are any other questions.
We-
Yeah, why don't you tell us a little bit about the fence? I mean, what you said that you were talking about privacy slats. I mean, is the plan that it's going to be a cyclone fence, like a metal cyclone fence with slats in it?
If by cyclone fence you mean just kind of typical chain link fence, then yes. And it would have privacy slats versus you could do one of two things. You could have a windscreen, which those often kind of rip and tear, and
Right.
just replaced one in Philadelphia over the weekend, Saturday night before the storm. So I'd probably not put it on one of those up, but privacy slats are just a nicer way of having the fence gain privacy behind the fence.
I have several questions. If that's okay. I have a couple questions. I'm just trying to, and Rich was a great guy, and he ran a great business and was here for a long time, and I wish you all the luck in the world. The lot itself, are you going to make the building bigger? Are you going to pave it? What is your plan for the lot? Is it going to stay grass?
So, I mean, as of right now, the plan is that we would have a compacted surface that would allow us to take the dumpster, the scrap bin in and out of the back area. I believe we would need some form of zoning approval if we were to do anything with an impervious surface or anything beyond what would be just compacted gravel.
Okay,
I think in the future, if there was the opportunity to expand the building,
right.
it's probably open for discussion on our end, just because I could see that being something we would want to do in the future.
Okay. I notice on your drawing, you have a set of gates in that one corner. Would you be, I imagine, like the scrap company would be picking up this scrap bin through that gate, right?
That's right.
Would you be taking deliveries there?
No, that would.
So the triaxles, the tractor trailers are still going to offload off of Madison.
Madison, correct.
You're not going to be offloading tractor trailers on Berkeley.
Not the way that it's laid
Right.
out here.
Right.
We would
Just,
have to,
I'm just,
we would have to do
because
some,
the neighbors, if that happens, the neighbors, I'm sure would, have some concerns.
Speak out, yeah.
yeah, no, that makes sense.
Right,
We'd have
so-
to make some other meaningful
right.
improvements to the building
Right.
to be able to do.
And the 6-foot fence that you want to do is it more a security issue or an aesthetics issue for you?
I think it's both. I mean,
Now, I see that you have some trees planted in front of there now, so you would cut those down?
I don't believe we'd have to cut all the trees down. I think there's probably one tree that would certainly have to go.
Right.
We
So-
may be able to get away with one, and then we were going to come back with some arborvitae probably.
That was my next question.
Yeah. No, because I think it's best that we just kind of not advertise that there's a scrap bin in the back.
Right.
And so, the more visual protection.
Well, I'm just thinking it's a residential street, and if you could dress it up a little bit, maybe with some arborvitae's, in front of the fence or whatever, it might be, you
So,
know,
Mr. Chairman, I would point out, again, it's not before the board tonight. The applicant has just simply made an application for
right.
for a 6-foot fence rather than a permitted 4-foot fence. But in the, here, this property, with several lots being consolidated, the zoning boundary between the residential and the industrial is at the property line.
Gotcha.
For there. Our code does provide that in those situations where a zoning district bisects a property, that the least restrictive uses are permitted there. So here, what we would consider is that part of the property would be allowed for industrial use. But I would point out that in the section 340-56, the additional regulations for industrial use, it says prior to the use, development, or expansion of a building or facility in this district, in areas where such uses abut a residential district or use, a planted visual screen shall be provided on the industrial property at its boundary with the residential use or district. Such visual screen shall be at least 15 feet in depth and shall be planted as described in Article 2. Gives you a little bit more technical details. The planted visual screen shall be within the area of the required side or rear yard abutting the residential district. So those areas, so there's going to be, if and when, sounds like when, they would like to expand their operations onto this part of the property. The zoning code separately will require the applicant to, put up some type of visual screen. That's what he would go to Mr. Gould to talk about. So there will be that requirement here, in addition to the fence.
Right. Any of the other members have any questions or?
I have a question.
Sure.
It sounds like the scrap bin is quite large and will need to be emptied. How often does that usually happen? Like, is that a daily occurrence?
Oh, no, it's about
Once a month?
It's like every 7 to 10 days.
So maybe 3 times a month.
That's about right, yeah.
And the truck that picks it up, it's just like one of those dumpster trucks, I guess. That pulls the dumpster up onto
Exactly.
the truck.
Yeah, that's exactly what it
And they drop the empty one and they pick that up.
Yep.
And they're not going to be doing that at 5 o'clock
5
in the
o'clock in the
morning.
is.
morning.
No. We don't operate at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Well,
We have
trash
to be-
companies do.
Well,
So
we have to be there to give them access. So, our operation starts at 7. So at the very earliest, it would be 7. But that just to give you perspective, we operate from 7 to 3:30. Those are the hours of operations.
And once again, those hours are also regulated by the borough. The earliest you'd be able to move any equipment is 7 o'clock, correct?
thank you, Mr. Gould. I don't have any other questions. Anybody else have anything?
Just for clarity purposes, the scrap bin, you wouldn't be putting any scraps in there higher than the 6-foot capacity, correct?
No, if over the road requires that whatever's placed in the bin has to be below the top, or else they can get a fine.
So members of the board, if you don't have the applicant, you don't have any other testimony to present? No other witnesses, correct?
Nope.
If there's no other questions from the board, then it would be appropriate to entertain any comment from the public. So if you are a member of the public and you wish to comment on this application, please just come to the podium and give us your name and address, and the court reporter will swear you in.
You just push the button on there until the green light comes on, please. Thank you.
My name's Janet McDonald. I live in the house adjoining the property, 228 East Berkeley. My first question is, are you putting a 6-foot fence down this side, between my property and yours? I have a fence, but it's like a 3-foot, 3.5 feet. Yes, right there.
Should I answer? I can answer. Yeah. Okay. So no, the intention would just be to put the fence along the East Madison. The Berkeley Ave. Right. Yeah, directly along Berkeley Ave. We wouldn't plan to put anything down the property line.
Okay. My other question is, you were talking about deliveries, tractor trailers. There's only one door at the back, like a personnel size door
Mhm.
at the back that faces Berkeley Avenue.
That's right.
So if you're bringing scrap in and out, how are you going to get scrap in and out?
There would be an overhead door in the back of the building.
So you're changing the back of the building to include an overhead door?
That would be the intention, yeah.
That wasn't in the proposal, was it,
That doesn't require zoning approval for the door.
to put in an overhead door? And, and would you consider doing something better than a cyclone fence, like a wood or a white fence?
Are there any borough funds available to? I mean, I can look at something. It's the privacy slats really, it's a nice finished fence. It looks a lot more premium than just a chain link fence. I mean, it largely looks like it has kind of they're plastic slats that go in. So it just has it has a different look than just a chain link. It's kind of the higher end type of fence that you can get.
Okay, I guess one other question. I don't even know if it really applies. So the trees along the front, you said you're going to try and leave, just take out one, right? That's great. How about on the side there? There's some trees there that are in bad shape. As you know, part of one came down.
Yep.
We cleaned it up.
We had our landscaper out to look at the trees. We'll probably do some work in the spring just to unstrangle some of them to whatever extent that we can, because they've been covered in vines that have gotten into the canopy, which is something I inherited, but that is what it is. So, I mean, we're definitely going to take care of, have a professional come out and take care of the trees in the spring. That's in our plan, in our budget.
Okay, I guess that's all my questions.
Yes, and keep in mind, ma'am, just if whatever the board does tonight, if he does decide whether he gets the fence or not, if he expands the operations to this, there's got to be that screening requirement that we described. Again, it's not before us tonight. He hasn't asked for relief from that, but that would be along your property.
Okay, all right.
Or do you understand what that is, this screening part of it?
I can bring it, give me a second, I'll bring it off to show that.
Okay.
So this shows when public storage was developed. No, actually, I'm sorry, this is an older picture. Let me see if I can bring up another address. So this will show the buffering that was required when the public storage building was built in Baltimore Avenue. So the zoning district is right, pretty close to where this fence is. And this is a little bit of an older picture, but you can see the green buffer that is here with the arborvitaes. The idea, and the same thing with the evergreen trees heading up the side of the building. The idea that is that as they grow, they will become a visual screen that will block the building from the residential view.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Mr. Chairman, if there's no other members of the public, is there, from the applicant, is there anything else you wanted to add after members of the public spoke?
No, I would just say that, this ability to have the usage of that area is critical for the long-term viability of this business in Clifton Heights. That's the only thing I would add to that.
So if there's no other evidence or witnesses to be presented, Mr. Chairman, we close the record in this matter. And it'd be appropriate for the board to take a recess to discuss.
So with that, the board will take a 10-minute recess and we'll be right back.
So I'll ask all parties to turn off the microphones.
John, you're not going back.
What's that?
You're not going back. I don't put this. I thought you were going back.
How you doing there? Yeah, I'm not, as a general officer, I'm not a voting member, so.
Okay.
No, we use that a lot where a lot of people understand the conversation space and they don't have hands, but- But yeah, you can, like, anything, just go through text your phone, what's that? Jump on.
All right. They should be coming back.
Yeah, they should, actually. You know, if you look at the guest line, you do the passion for that. Which they should.
Okay.
Okay, so it's capital C. And FLP Roberts. And EIG, yes, on lowercase. There's a C, C heights. And then, that should be on there. So C is your capital, and the rest are lowercase. And you're on the guest book, right? Oh, there's another one that's just Clifton. Yeah. Sure.
It goes down there, yeah.
Just ask everybody to turn the microphones back on and go on the record.
No, you don't have to. You unlock the door. Just bring them in the back door. I'm sorry. Finishing this meeting. She's not happy. So we'll bring the meeting back to order. So the board would like to entertain a motion to approve the fence with 3 conditions. That it is opaque and you cannot see through it. The gate will be at the furthest end away from the residential property on the Rosati side. And you will meet the screening requirements of the borough. You can work that out with Mr. Gould, our L&I director. So can I get a motion from a board member to that?
Motion to accept.
Second?
A second.
Okay. All in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye? Okay. So with,
So it's approved unanimously. You understand the conditions that the board stated tonight?
I do, yes.
And so a written decision, I'll prepare the written decision and send it out from my office in the next couple of days. You'll get that. Any party aggrieved by the decision of the board has 30 days from receipt of the decision to appeal it to the Court of Common Pleas if you so wish. With that, Mr. Chairman, that concludes your business.
Thank you, Mr. Solicitor. This will conclude the January 27th, 2026 Clifton Heights Borough Zoning Board meeting. Thank you.